artha abhyuttanamadharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline of dharma and the rise of adharma, O descendant of Bharata, I manifest myself on the planet Earth. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushtatam dharma sansthapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. To protect the righteous and to annihilate the wicked, as well as to re-establish the principles of dharma, I appear on the earth ages after ages. This shloka, spoken by Shree Krishna from Shreemad Bhagwat Geeta, is one of the most well-known and one of the most quoted Sanskrit shloka in the recent times. But how many of us have actually wondered, what is this dharma? And since dharma is so extremely essential that Ishwar himself manifests on earth again and again to establish dharma, shouldn't we know what dharma is? And shouldn't we try to walk on the path of dharma? First of all, let's get the obvious out of the way. Dharma is not religion. And it saddens me that now dharma is taken as a Hindi translation of the word religion. Firstly, the word dharma and its importance have been excessively mentioned in Vedic literature, which we know have existed thousands of years before even the concept of religion was born. Secondly, dharma is the first purushartha of the four purushartha: dharma, artha, kama and moksha. Purushartha means the purpose of human life. So dharma is the first purpose of human life. So then what is dharma if it is not religion? Let's start from the basics. Even a person who hasn't read any shaastras can understand from the shloka that I mentioned in the beginning, can understand from the context alone that Shree Krishna is talking about some kind of righteous path, some kind of moral code of conduct which needs to be established, which he comes on earth and establishes. So what is this righteous path? What is this moral code of conduct? And does the same moral code of conduct apply on every human being? Isn't this a great philosophical question, that is there a right path for everybody? Well, in this case, dharma of Hinduism differs from their religion on another note. There is not one set of rules that applies on everyone. Yes, there is a part of dharma, there is some concepts of dharma which are universal, which can be applied to every human being and which every human being should follow. These are the four pillars of dharma. But apart from that, there is also swadharma, which you decide, which you find out what your dharma is, which is applicable only to you. The universal dharma, which is applicable to every human being, and every human being should follow it to be a rightful person, are the four pillars of dharma. And in the Bhagavatam, Sri Vyasa Muni has compiled it in a very beautiful shloka. Tapaha sauchyam daya satyam iti padaha krite kritaha. Before understanding the entire meaning of this shloka, let us understand the four pillars of dharma which are being mentioned in this shloka. Tapaha, shaucham, daya and satyam. Tapaha can be translated to austerity in English language, living life in regulation and self-control, performing one's correct duties with utmost dedication, and not falling in the pits of the pleasures of sense organs, sensory attachments, and in laziness. The second pillar of dharma is shaucha. Shaucha means cleanliness. This cleanliness is not limited to the cleanliness of the body. Of course, that is also utmost importance, but this cleanliness is also applied to the cleanliness of the mind, that is, purity of thoughts and intentions. The third and my favorite pillar, actually yes, I have a favorite pillar of dharma, that is daya. compassion. Compassion for all living beings. Not just in Sanatan Dharma Shastra, but in all the religions which were born in Bharat, there is an extreme stress on daya, that is compassion. Not harming any innocent being. In fact, protecting all living innocent beings, not just humans, but of all species. This factor is one of the main reasons why so many Hindus are vegetarian, especially Vaishnavas. Any practicing Vaishnava is never a non-vegetarian because they follow Bhagavatam to the core. The fourth and last pillar of Dharma is Satya. Of course, it means truth. Truth in action, truth in words, and following the truth all the time. Now let's understand what's the meaning of the shloka and who is saying it to whom and why it is important to understand when and who is it being said by. In the age of Satyuga, your four legs were established by the four principles of austerity, cleanliness, mercy and truthfulness. But it appears that the three of your legs are broken due to rampant adharma in the form of pride, lust for women and intoxication. Who is this your and who is speaking it to him? This was spoken by Maharaja Parikshit to a bull. This bull was a representation of Dharma and it stood in front of Raja Parikshit with three of its legs broken. That means the first three pillars of Dharma would be broken in Kali Yuga. That is, most humans, the entire society, will not have the qualities of tapaha, shaucha and daya. However, even in Kali Yuga, the fourth leg of the bull, the fourth pillar of Dharma still prevails. That is, Satya still prevails. That is why the shloka Satyameva Jayate has extreme importance even in Kali Yuga. It is said in Bhagavatam and many scriptures that in Kali Yuga too, no matter what, truth will always win. Satyameva Jayate. This is the significance of one leg being saved of that bull. The story of Maharaja Parikshit and the bull of Dharma and the guy that was Dharti Mata, all of these are great representation which tells a very deep story of the society of which will be present in Kali Yuga, which we can see now. It is a very interesting story and I will talk about it in detail in a further video. Apart from the four pillars of Dharma mentioned in the Bhagavatam by Maharishi Ved Vyas, there are also 5 debts or 5 responsibilities on human beings which are mentioned in several Vedic texts. Even today, if you find an authentic Yajna ceremony, as it has been carrying on from ages, from thousands of years in a Yajna ceremony, that is initiation to the Gurukul, a child pledges to give up the 5 debts which he has on 5 different entities. Fulfilling these 5 debts to these 5 entities are also the dharma of every human being. These 5 debts or pancharin are Guru Rin, the debt, the responsibility towards your teacher; Lok Rin, your responsibility towards the society; Pitra Rin, your responsibility towards your parents and ancestors; Dev Rin, your responsibilities towards Ishwar himself; and Bhut Rin, your responsibilities towards all living beings, all animals and nature. I have explained in detail about these 5 debts or pancharin in another video. I will link it in the cards above or in the description below. Please do check it out to understand the entire concept. Understood the basics of what universal dharma is, which is applicable to everyone. Let us now try to understand what swadharma is. That is your dharma, particular to you, which you will have to find out. So what is this swadharma? What is your own personal dharma dependent upon? In one word, I would say pravritti. This is the long answer. Now you might have heard about the Varna Vyavastha. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. First of all, I would like to clarify that the Varna Vyavastha is not at all dependent upon the birth. It is not dependent upon your birth. It's not dependent upon your father or your ancestor. It is dependent upon your pravritti, your guna, which are assigned to you by birth. In Hinduism, it is said that a person's pravritti is dependent upon his past karmas, that is prarabdha karma. In our ancient literature, it is said that the karma of your past life, that is your prarabdha karma, determines what will be your guna by birth. That guna, that pravritti, if you act on it and if you make it your profession, then it becomes your varna. I have explained in detail the entire concept of Varna Vyavastha and how different it is from casteism by giving several examples and quoting several shaastras. Do check that video out in the link above and in the description below. I'm sorry I'm referring to a lot of videos, but covering all these subjects in this video, it will make this video 2 hours long at least. In chapter 18 of Shreemad Bhagwat Geeta, from shloka 41st to 45th, Shree Krishna himself has explained how Varna is dependent upon the gun and pravritti, and moreover has also given the different gunas or pravritti of different Varna. For example, if you have the natural pravritti, if you have the pravritti of leadership, strength, valor, etc. by birth, if you have this pravritti naturally, then you have Kshatriya guna. If you act on this pravritti and if you choose a profession which supports this pravritti, for example, protecting other people like an army officer, a police officer, leading other people, ruling other people like an administrator or a minister, then you become a person of a Kshatriya Varna, not by birth at all. This is your Swadharma based on Varna, which in turn is dependent upon pravritti. Now don't get me wrong. I don't say that every human is not capable of doing anything else because of his core nature being something else. But in Hinduism we believe that if a person does something which is present in his core nature, he will do it amazingly. Yes, he can do something else very well too. For example, can Sachin Tendulkar have become a great singer? Sure. If you work hard, you can be anything. You, Sachin Tendulkar, could have become a great singer. Could Lata Mangeshkar become a great cricketer? Absolutely. If she would have worked hard, she could have become a great cricketer. But would we have gotten the Nightingale of India and would we have gotten the greatest cricketer ever? I don't think so. Right? I'll give you another example, not based on actual people. Suppose there is a human being who is scared of blood. He faints by the sight of blood, and this person enters the army. This person can become a great army man if he works hard. But suppose this person has an amazing IQ, an IQ greater than Albert Einstein, and he is capable of doing discoveries which can, take humankind to another level. If he does a dharma which is not based on his pravritti, the Kshatriya dharma, even though he is a Brahman, he does Kshatriya dharma. Sure, he can do it. But in this exchange, what will you get? You might get an above average soldier, but you will lose an amazing scientist. In Shreemad Bhagwat Geeta, chapter 3, shloka 35, Shree Krishna talks about Swadharma, doing one's duty rather than doing someone else's. Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharmat Swa Anushtita Swadharme Nidhanam Shreyaho Paradharmo Bhayavaha. It is far better to perform one natural prescribed duty. It is far better to perform one's natural prescribed duty though tinged with faults, than to perform another's prescribed duty, though perfectly. In fact, it is preferable to die in the discharge of one's duty than to follow the path of another, which is fraught with danger. Here, Shree Krishna is clearly stating the importance of Swadharma and how important it is to walk on your dharma, to identify your Swadharma and to walk on that path. Apart from this, there is also several sections which believe that dharma is also dependent upon the ashram that you are in. There are 4 ashram in a human's life: Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. If a Grihastha leaves the people dependent upon him to take sannyas, it is believed that he is taking away, he is not fulfilling his dharma. If a sannyasi falls in the moha of Grihastha, then he is not following his dharma. I have made a detailed video on ashram vyavastha as well, explaining all these 4 ashrams and what are the dharma in these ashrams. You can analyze your ashram dharma after watching that video. I will link that video in the cards above and in the description below. Now, last point, really last point. The dharma towards yourself. Of course, you have duty towards others, but don't you have a duty towards yourself? The Satchidananda sitting inside you. Your dharma towards yourself, your true self, your atma, is to give it the peace that it has been craving for, to provide it mukti. You remember your craving for peace in this lifetime, but you have been craving for mukti from several cycles of birth and death. You are entangled in the cycle, in this cycle of misery, and it is your dharma to release yourself from this cycle, to attain mukti, to attain the peace that you are craving for, the true bliss. It is your dharma to give yourself adhyatma and bhakti. I hope this video has helped you understand dharma a little bit more and has motivated you to walk on the path of dharma. If you want to support me in my dharma, to spread the knowledge and wisdom of ancient Vedic literature to the modern society, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking and sharing this video. Jai Shri Ram.